Welcome back to 2022 Work Truck Show in Indianapolis. I'm at the Ram booth and I want to bring you wall-to-wall coverage from this show. And this video is all about this, the new 2023 fully redesigned Ram Promaster van. And to help me do this is my friend Dave Sowers.
Andre, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Dave, thank you. This is your new van for 2023. New style. I mean, the current generation has been around for, what, almost 10 years?
It's been in the U.S. Since the 2014 model year, so we're right at 8 years in replacing this for the 23 model year. We focused on a couple of areas. First, we'll start with the exterior.
Yeah.
We get a new front end, and from our perspective, it's a more serious look to the front of the vehicle, more business-like, which that's the user for this vehicle.
Yeah.
One of the big functional upgrades here to the front, in addition to the appearance, is the headlamps. So this is our premium lamp, which is LED. Our base incandescent lamp is 29% brighter than our lamp was last year. Mm-hmm. This one is 50% brighter than where we were last year, and it has better reach down the road. Much better usage for the driver and actually improves safety. So one other thing we did with the headlamps is to significantly improve the durability, so they'll last much longer. In a 24/7 business world, that's very important for our customers.
And the visibility is huge, right?
Absolutely.
So let's take a step back, because is the chassis mostly the same as it has been?
Most of the body structure is carryover, except where we've made some changes. For example, we brought in the 9-speed transmission, and so there's some adaptation for that. And the 9-speed transmission really brings a lot of performance improvement, and it also brings efficiency. With the engine upgrades, the transmission, and our electric power steering, we're getting over 9% improvement in fuel economy. Again, for business customers who look for total cost of ownership, it goes right to the bottom line. With fuel prices today, that's going to make a big difference for the business consumer.
Next, let's go inside. Do you want to jump on the passenger side?
Absolutely.
And I'll be over here. And the powertrain that Dave is talking about is a 3.6 liter Pentastar engine, V6. I was just saying that it's a V6 3.6 liter, 276 horsepower about?
That's correct.
And it's a front wheel drive chassis still.
That's right. Front wheel drive gives us a couple of advantages. We have a great turning radius.
Oh, let me jump in. I've driven some of these, and the turning radius is pretty great.
The other thing that it does is it allows us to package all of the functional components in front of the cargo compartment. Makes for great upfits. It gives us a low load floor in the back, and good traction because the weight of the vehicle or of the engine and transmission sits on the drive wheels all the time. So we're unique in the industry with having front wheel drive. Mm-hmm. And so it's part of what you get with a Promaster. For 2023, we talked about the powertrain upgrades, many electronic upgrades as well. And so you see the steering wheel that you're looking at now. Yeah. That's a significant upgrade over where we were, providing a lot of functional controls right at your fingertips without taking your hands off the wheel. And that includes the new adaptive cruise control, which is part of the active drive system. Yeah. And that active drive combined with lane centering and adaptive cruise control gives us level 2 automation in Promaster. So that's the highest level of automation where you still keep your hands on the wheel and eyes on the road. And so that's a huge investment in our safety. The other big upgrade for 23 is in the Uconnect system. This brings the Uconnect 5 platform, which is 5 times faster, allows for wireless connection to your Bluetooth for CarPlay and Android Auto. Mm-hmm. Has 5 user profiles in it. So in a commercial world where you might have 2 people driving the same vehicle from day to day,
yep.
It allows, the system will come standard with telematics module, which allows for over-the-air updates. And here where we're on the app screen, over-the-air apps. And that makes this system and platform flexible to evolve and grow into the future with updates to software and updates to functional apps. So very powerful Uconnect system with better connection for both personal use people in the RV space or the van life space, and certainly for the business user who are going to be very dependent on getting good data to optimize the use of their vehicle.
And I see you have some controls here. You've now added park assist features.
That's correct.
Is this where it kind of takes over the steering wheel as well?
That's exactly right. And that's going to be new for 23, where we have perpendicular and parallel park assist available. And that brings in a lot of sensors around a vehicle that's this big to be able to do that. But you can imagine trying to get a vehicle like this into tight spaces. That can be beneficial for parking in a parking lot or on a street, but it's also potentially beneficial in a loading dock type area as well. So a new feature, you operate the accelerator and the brake, and it steers you into that location.
Yeah, very, very cool. And so we're sitting in the one with, what is this, medium roof?
Yeah, we call it the high roof, but it's the middle of the three.
Yeah, and then you have a super high roof that we'll take a look later. But first, I want to look in the back here because you have the crew van version here.
Right, and that's a new change for 23 as well.
All right, let me walk around. Because commercial vans don't get changed very often, this is a big deal, as you can imagine. But it's also a big deal for van life because these vans are also very, very popular now. A brand new front end that also reminds me of the Fiat Ducato vans from Europe and other markets. So as you can tell, there's a lot going on here. And Dave, I haven't seen quite this orientation before. Can you explain that?
Yeah, what this is our Mopar crew van package, and it allows us to add an elevated second row of seats here for 3 passengers, and it also includes a solid partition. So that allows you to keep the HVAC, heating and air conditioning in this area, so you don't have to heat the cargo compartment. So it's much more effective at maintaining the temperature, and it's more efficient in terms of not having to run the air conditioning as much. It allows for, in this configuration, 5 passenger, when combined with the front bench seat, up to 6 passengers, and it maintains up to 9 feet of cargo space behind it. So in a world where you want to carry people and cargo, or people and tools, we're able to do that in a unique way here. This is the most finished second row seating you'll find in a large van space.
Let me get in, and I want to see the legroom because it looks like there's a lot of it.
There will be.
So let's see. So you can see I'm just over 6'2", and there's a mile of space and also a mile of space above me. So yeah, this is quite roomy.
And you get above the cabin storage in the front, and a lot of flexibility in terms of how you use it. This package will come with standard polycarbonate windows on both sides, so it doesn't feel like a cave inside, but it provides a lot of flexibility to that van user.
And also some sound insulation, right, as you're moving down the road.
That's always true when you put a partition in. You're going to separate some of the noise from the rear, road noise and cargo noise, from the passenger compartment.
All right, let's take a look at the cargo area. I mean, this hasn't changed because it kind of needs to have the same volume and the same type of usability, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And the standard condition we have provides cargo lengths of 8, 10, 12, and 13.5 feet. This particular package is offered on the 10, 12, and 13.5 feet vans. It takes roughly 4 feet away from the front. So on a 13.5 foot cargo van, that maintains 9.5 feet of full height. We also have the area under the seat that is almost full length back to that original measurement of a cargo area for long building materials or other storage. So it's a very flexible area back here, and it provides a significant amount of storage while still being able to carry all those passengers.
And you got, is this an option, just kind of a mat?
Yeah, this is one of the factory options for the vinyl floor in the back to protect the floor and protect your goods.
And obviously it can be outfitted, for various occupations, right?
Yeah, and we think there's a varied number of vocations that will use this. It could range from lawn care to typical vocations like electricians and plumbing, where you want to take a crew and your tools. And it could go as far as catering type events where you're going to have a crew to serve, and you're taking your food and your rental tables and things in the back. And there's also an application potentially for personal use. So an active lifestyle, you can get 5 to 6 people in the front. You can take all your toys in the back and go out and enjoy it.
Because the payload and towing remain about the same as they were, right?
That's correct. All you have to do is subtract the weight of the seat from the payload, and we have 4,680 pounds of payload to start with. So you're going to stay well above 4,000 pounds in terms of what's still available for you to haul in the back.
And towing is what, about 6,900 pounds?
6,900 pounds is correct.
Yeah. All right. So let's check out that big van too, because you have now the extra high roof.
Right, yeah.
Or the super high.
Internally, we call it the H3. It's called the super high roof.
Oh, wait. Can we do a drag race in this first?
Well, pretty sure the TRX wins that, on-road or off-road.
Okay. All right, but you still have it here, which is cool.
That's right.
So this is your extra tall roof.
That's right. And this vehicle in this configuration is 13.5 feet of cargo with our super high roof. Our low roof is 5 feet 6 inches. Our high roof that we just looked at is 6 feet 4 inches of cargo height in the back. And this one is 7 feet 2 inches of cargo height here in the back. And you can see that it's quite tall.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Okay.
And that's almost arm length above me. And what this results in with 13.5 feet of cargo length is over 500 cubic feet of storage in this vehicle. So it's our biggest van, and it's going to provide the largest cargo height and the largest cargo volume in the large van segment that's available today.
I gotcha. And once again, so when is this going to be available?
So the 23 model year launches in the third quarter, and the super high roof will follow immediately after that, before the end of the year.
Okay. And one powertrain like we discussed. So 3.6 liter and a 9-speed.
That's correct.
But you have something else coming next year, is that right?
That's right. We've announced our intent to bring a battery electric Promaster to market in 23. We've also announced that Amazon will be our first customer. So we will be working directly with them to offer very specific last mile delivery type features along with that BEV platform for Promaster. One of the things that we introduced today that it will be part of that package is a roll-up rear door. We don't have it physically shown here, but on this super high roof 13.5 foot cargo van, that will be an option for the rear, and it really facilitates parcel delivery.
So it's a door where you can kind of lift from the bottom.
That's right.
And just
lift from the bottom, it rolls up at the top, and that allows them to keep it open. They don't have to swing doors into traffic. They don't have to worry about proximity to other obstacles on the curbside, for example, a lamppost or anything like that.
Well, I think we covered. Did you announce pricing at all?
We haven't talked pricing yet.
Okay. I'm assuming it's going to be kind of competitive and comparable to what it's been.
That's right. We're always looking at in-market pricing. There's certainly been a lot of inflation in many of the markets, but we're watching that closely, and our goal is to keep our vans affordable and available.
All right, Dave. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Andre.
I definitely learned a lot here at the Work Truck Show, so stay tuned for more as I bring you wall-to-wall coverage about everything that's new. And it's not just about vans, it's also about pickup trucks and big rigs as well, so stay tuned for that. Coming up on TFL Now and TFLtruck.com.
Hey guys, welcome to Tumbleweed Ranch, and in this new series we're calling Taming Tumbleweed. We're going to be a bunch of little kids with big boy toys, and that of course includes things like skid steers, big old trucks, and much more, because what we have to do is take this ranch and convert it into a functioning off-road test course along with everything that entails. So that's coming up very soon, but let's give you a little sneak peek of what we've been up to before we start airing the series. Hey David, hold up a sec. So what are you doing back there?
I'm trying to get used to these controls. My muscle memory is just completely off because I have 2 joysticks and it just operates a little different. So it's kind of a little bit stressful, actually.
What are we doing here? Why are we dumping rock on rock?
Well, because this rock, even though it's better than just dirt, it's not real compacted, and so when it gets wet,
It gets muddy.
It gets muddy.
Yeah.
So this is going to compact. This is recycled asphalt, so it's still got a little oil in it from when it was originally laid as a road. So it'll pack down hard, and it'll be a lot less muddy on your cars when you bring them into the garage. And
when we bring them out here to test.
it'll be easier to keep them clean.
So this is kind of just phase one, right? We're also going to be building a barn. We're going to be doing some major reconstruction up here at the ranch.
Right? Yeah.
And thank you for your help.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. It's fun to be working on equipment, and especially being outside.
And do I get to play with this too?
Oh yeah, you want in again?
No. So as part of Tumbleweed, that's a problem. As part of Tumbleweed Ranch, we're of course going to build an off-road testing course. So when we do our off-road testing, we've got a perfect course to compare vehicles. And we're going to do things like take Nathan's Crack and make it into an obstacle. We're going to take Sniper Hill and make it into a climbing course. And of course, we're going to take Andre's Pit and make it a very difficult mud challenge. This is all going to get well leveled so that we can take not spray paint, but actual heavy equipment in here and build a barn, which is going to be, well, you'll see. That's part of the series. You'll see us actually erecting a barn, because that is what David is all about. He's an expert at pole barns. So we're not going to need an animal pen anymore, because the only wild animals on Tumbleweed Ranch are going to be Mustangs and Broncos. Right, maybe not Mustangs, but definitely Broncos. So coming soon, come along, join us on this journey as we tame Tumbleweed.